I like the attempt to have a real camp experience telling ghost stories during the thunderstorm, and how they just marched right in there and trumped it. And this type of thing doesn't glorify the Lord.
Yeah,
and basically send them all to bed,
Yeah.
But you're talking about, is it Pampantonio or whatever?
Yeah.
Who I'm glad that he did this, and I'm glad that his involvement and everything else. But I've often, I don't know, people have said, why are you so against these liberal Christians as well? And I think there was a good demonstration or two of that in this movie, where he was unable to have an effective disagreement with her, because it all boiled down to, I don't think Jesus wants you to do the things that you think Jesus wants you to do, because he's also a Christian. And I think all of these things he's appalled with are the exact same things that we're appalled with, and I'm sure he feels the same way, and I'd have a great lunch with him and we'd agree on all kinds of things in the discussion. And the one factor that differs between us is that he's still clinging on to these supernatural magical thoughts that actually enable the people who are doing this Jesus camp. He's got the same holy book. He goes ahead and admits that, there is a God, and he even tries to turn it against her as God's got a special place for people like you. Well, okay.
She's got a big laugh.
Let's bring a Muslim in and somebody else, and just let's have a big, religion boxing tournament, because that's all you guys are doing. Nobody's speaking rationally about why this stuff is nonsense in the first place.
Yeah.
And while I think he and I could get along on a lot of things, I still got to look at it and say, your beliefs are enabling this. Your moderate or liberal Christian beliefs can and often do lead to these fundamentalists, Yeah.
Right. The fact is, if I were to have a conversation with her, I couldn't care less what Jesus would want her to do. That just wouldn't enter into it. And I don't think that God has a special place for her. I think she should stop doing what she's doing because she's fucking up the world. But I don't see how threats would be effective when she already thinks she knows where she's going to go.
How can you possibly find common ground with someone who thinks that smug certainty is an attractive quality?
Or that you can avoid technical problems on your computer by
casting
driving
magic
out
spells.
Mike, the computer that actually runs the podcast, died a couple of days ago, but I didn't think about it until this morning, and I was like,
do you think it was Satan?
No, I think it was the video card, which is why I pulled the video card out and replaced it, and now it works. I didn't have to sit for it all.
Video card.
There must have been a demon in your video card. It's the only explanation.
It is an upgrade or the one that went bad was one of the old voodoo cards.
See, that's how he gets in.
Yes, this is my 10-year-old machine.
Because that voodoo doesn't glorify the Lord.
You don't have any of those Harry Potter video cards in your machine, do you?
Because wizards,
warlocks
are evil.
God. All right. So anyway, to sum it up, it is not a pleasant movie.
No.
You will not enjoy the hour and a half that you're sitting in the theater. It's not about that. It is about actually seeing directly for yourself what these folks are doing, what they're willing to do to their kids, and how. And specific ways in which they just fucking lie.
But when it comes out on DVD,
and they say why.
When it comes out on DVD, get it, because it'll make a absolutely fantastic drinking game. You just do, every time you have the urge to scream, "You lying fuck," at the screen, take a drink instead, and you'll be blitzed by the end of it.
I think my initial comparison to a horror movie is very apt, because in a horror movie, you're not sitting there enjoying yourself, unless it's a really cheesy horror movie.
Right.
If it's a genuinely scary horror movie,
you're sitting
but you can get excited, right? In a horror film, and that's a pleasant kind of sensation. You're not going to get that in this.
Some horror movies, but there are some really grim horror movies where you're just sitting there going, "Okay, I don't feel good."
Yeah. See, the one thing I'm worried about is that some people, moderate Christians, liberal Christians, whatever, like the announcer in the Pampantonio or whatever, are going to look at this movie and look at that camp and think that these are the extremists.
Right.
That this isn't. And if anybody tells you that, granted, I can't give you numbers or stats. I went to camps like that, not necessarily as political as that camp was, but I went to camps that did that exact same thing. And granted, you didn't see as much of the fun that goes on at those camps, and those camps can be enjoyable. You go swimming and boating and hiking and all the other stuff. But this is not. It's not moderate Christianity that we were looking at. It's definitely evangelical fundamentalism, but it's not the extremists, and it's not even on the extreme end of the fundamentalists. It's mainstream fundamentalism is what we were seeing in that movie.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on, shall we? We got some more show to do. The 4th International Rationalist Conference, just a moment.
We had a question from the chat room that I thought was interesting.
Question from the chat room.
Scarlett was asking, would you let a teenage kid watch this movie?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd actually encourage it.
Yeah. There's not blood or gore or sex or anything like that, right? Not any of those things
and
that
I don't think
people are normally worried about.
I don't think they have the power to reach out of their TV and brainwash your kid.
Right.
Yeah.
I think any kid with a caring parent who's open and willing to answer questions could really benefit from this, about learning about somebody else's religious beliefs, or learning about how a particular type of religious belief can go to this extent.
And I'm feeling good.